And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. Another day and another transfer story. And this one comes from a really reputable source. Yes, as you can read there in the title, Rangers have made an official offer for this player. And yes, I would say it's an exciting one. It's an exciting one, but either way, we're going to dive into the details. And as stated, it's not sort of rag talk, it's coming from a really reputable source. So yeah, we'll dive into that. But I just want to have a couple of words on yesterday's game. Of course, I'm super happy with the sort of 5 wins on the bounce now for Rangers. Phenomenal, really, considering where we were when Danny Rule came in. And this just goes to show, having a good coach, a good manager can get the best out of a bad bunch. And we're starting to see things actually start to appear. I really like Fernandez as a defender, and some of the players that, of course, we did buy in the summer. We're starting to see the best that we can possibly get out of them. I thought Chimerti had another good game yesterday as well, whilst no goal, but he's starting to look like a different player as well. And it just goes to show the work that Danny Rule's doing. It's not easy to go to Pataudry, especially in those weather conditions, and years gone by, better Rangers teams have lost up there or failed to win up there. So 2 wins against Aberdeen on the bounce, we know that that's their cup final. So to get 6 from 6 in back-to-back games against them with a trip to Pataudry, I think is really phenomenal. That's 5 wins in a row now, and now we have a chance to continue that, really, because we've got Annan next in the Scottish Cup. Then we've, of course, got Ludogorets as well. Some people believe that our Europa League run is over, but 2 wins, if we win those games and results go our way, then there's a chance that we could sneak through the back door. But all we need to really focus on now is just keeping and sustaining this winning run and betting in these new signings that are going to be coming in through the door. Of course, we did announce Tushy yesterday. Speaks very well, by the way. I like the look of him. He looks like an interesting player, a title winner as well, but really has the right attitude. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything about him, because I don't yet. Obviously, you're going to be doing some investigation into him, but the things I've heard, he certainly looks like a good signing. And if Danny Rule had a hand in signing him, then I trust Danny at this moment in time from the stuff that he's done. So yeah, super happy with the result yesterday. But anyway, we still got work to do in the January transfer window, and we could be seeing yet another signing coming in through the door. So let's break down this story, guys. But as always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So again, this is the pinned tweet of Florian Plettenberg. Now, for those of you that don't really know sort of transfer sources as such, Florian Plettenberg is probably like the most reputable source out in Germany. In terms of German clubs and reporting on German clubs, he's a great track record. A Sky Sports Deutschland, Germany correspondent, and as stated, he has a really good track record, and he broke this earlier last night, saying Glasgow Rangers have opened talks with Wolfsburg to sign Andreas Skov Olsen. The 26-year-old winger was not included in the squad today against FC Bayern. He's not injured. Skov Olsen is ready for a new chapter. Contract will be valid until 2029. So again, this player, of course, did sign in the summer for £12 million, I think, for Wolfsburg. And whilst he did cost a considerable amount, it does look as though that we are going to be going in for a loan offer for him. So a similar thing from Czerny. Look, people are going to be going, oh, why are we getting scrabs from Wolfsburg? No, this player is like really highly rated. And remember the last time we took a loan move from Wolfsburg, it seriously did work out with Czerny. So if we can get the same sort of impact from him, and then potentially, we don't know just yet, but we've made a 7-figure bid to get him from Wolfsburg on a short-term deal, and potentially, who knows the breakdown of the deal, it could be for a permanent transfer later on, should we have the option to do so. But more of that information will roll out in due course. But we have submitted an official offer for this player. Just for a little bit of an idea of who he is, 26, Danish again. We like this sort of Danish market actually. But some good numbers at Club Brugge. For a winger, look at that. That's sort of games to goal ratio within sort of the Belgian league, which I suppose is fairly comparable to the Scottish Premiership, and they're quite good numbers. So yeah, this is a player that I certainly think would be a good addition for us. But yeah, let's see what materializes from this. But of course, has been there now for about a year. Obviously joined last January, and has played some games, but obviously obviously wants to go out on loan, and then we'll see what develops, should there sort of be a permanent offer a bit later on. But yeah, certainly an interesting one, and I'll try and do some digging to find out a little bit more information about this player.
In other news, Mikey Moore has been good for Rangers over the first half of the season. Come the end of the term, Moore will be able to judge how good Rangers have been for him. The success of his loan spell at Ibrox will not be ranked solely in terms of games played or goals scored, or even medals won. The true value in it will be the personal development, the technical and tactical gains, and the insight into what life at a big club is really all about. Those were the KPIs that Moore identified before he made the move from Spurs in the summer. His ultimate ambition, one that he spoke about in his first weeks here, is to be one of the best players in the world. At 18, and with his career ahead of him, that dream should not be dismissed. In years to come, Rangers supporters may well be watching Moore, starring in the biggest games alongside the biggest names. If he is, they will be able to say that it was their club that gave him the first real foundation to build on. If he is, Moore will not forget where he once was. It's been nice to go and play consistently and just get into a rhythm, Moore said, as he assessed his campaign so far at Ibrox and addressed the comments he made upon his arrival in Glasgow. I think up here it's a different challenge to where I was before. Physically and mentally it's developed me loads because the standard of football is very high. The teams we play against are very physical and they make it hard for us. For me, technically and physically, I've had to improve. Obviously, the mental side of it has helped me so much. When I'm a young player coming up, I'm aiming to be the best I can be. If I ain't got that self-belief that I can go and be one of the best players in the world, then for me, what's the point? That's what I've always wanted to be as a footballer. I've still got a long way to go before I'm at that level. For me, game by game, I'm improving as a person, firstly, and as a footballer. That's one of my goals, really. To be the best player in the world, you've got to deal with huge amounts of pressure and huge games. Being up here for a first loan, I don't think you can get a much better taste of that. Every single game is to keep you in a spot to do really good things. For me, that was one of the main things before I came up here. There were so many parts of the club which I wanted to experience, but that's a massive part of it. The pressure you get in those games, there's such a demand to perform and to win every game. For me, that's been a massive thing. There were moments earlier in the season that were difficult for Moore as Russell Martin's side lurched from one crisis to the next. It would have tested an experienced campaigner, never mind a player with limited exposure to the trials and tribulations of first-team football. His form and fortunes have been rejuvenated since the arrival of Danny Röhl in October. Moore is now showing why he had earned such a high billing in London. He speaks with a maturity beyond his years and is thankful for the efforts of Röhl and those around him. He's come in and he's given confidence to all of us and come in with a real positive energy, Moore said. You can see that with us on the pitch. We're playing a bit more freely and just taking it game by game and enjoying it with each other. He's been unbelievable since he's come in. He's been so good with me and all the other boys. The one-to-one time comes from him and his coaching staff. They all need to be just as good with us. I have one-to-one meetings with the assistant, Matt, and he does a few of my clips and tries to help me through it. The gaffer is there for when I need it and when I need to have a chat. When a decision has come, that's who ends up making the final decision. For me, it's them as a collective, but the gaffer has been good with all of us. He's a relaxed guy and he's quite chilled out. He's been top to all of us. The highlight of Moore's campaign so far arrived at Parkhead last weekend. With one swipe of his right boot, he became an Old Firm scorer and an Old Firm hero. The 3-1 win over Celtic was followed by a victory against Aberdeen that took Rangers up to second spot in the standings. The ambition of title glory is now there to be grasped. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.